No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Eleanor Roosevelt. Recruitamentary. Empowering your employment. Podcast episode series part 2 with our guest Marie Narsoo.
And I had clients actually reach out to me. They didn't know what a career coach was. They were like, I need help. I just saw, your profile on LinkedIn. So I just decided to reach out to you. I don't really know exactly what you do. So how can you help me? And I think there's a big disconnect between job seekers, and people who are looking for that career exploration piece out there and career coaches. A lot of them don't know what we do exactly. And my job is just put it out there, put value out there, and just be like, okay, so this is what I do. This is how I help people. And then I provide just information out there, whether it's on my Facebook or on my LinkedIn or on my Instagram, about how you can take the step yourself. And then when you hire a career coach, this is when you get the additional support and guided information to help you self-reflect even more. So we add that we're part of the guidance. I can give you everything, but if you don't do it yourself, then it's not going to work.
Absolutely. You can only get as far as you want to get yourself. And with the amount of interest with the podcast and the content, I've seen a lot of students, especially international students with little to no work experience, fresh out of high school. They want to put together a CV or a resume, even university or starting college, and they don't really have a lot of work experience. Just based on, your experience and students that you've worked with, or even just individuals with not a lot of work experience, what type of volunteer experiences, school clubs, interests, things like that, do you think should be listed on a resume with a student, that has little to no work experience?
Well, my advice would be, if you do have an education, if you're pursuing a degree, a diploma, a certificate, is to make sure to have it on there. And because you gain a lot of skills during those 3 years or 4 years of studies, you do projects, you do presentation. So describe those projects and those presentations similar to how you would as a work experience. So use accomplishment, use numbers. Were you the leader of the team? What did you manage? How many people were in the team? What was your part of it? So that's one thing that I would definitely say for sure put on a resume. And then when you have volunteer experience, same thing. Describe it like you would for a work experience. So describe it using accomplishment. Use action verbs that describes exactly what you have done. Try to limit yourself and remove any verb that says helping or supported. The person looking at your resume wants to know what you did. So when you're helping, what did you do to help that? So definitely volunteer, put it on there. Any school club that you have helped organize events, put it on there. And I would say to just, make a list of your strengths. What do you bring to the table? What makes you special over other students that are applying for an internship? But my only thing is, do not limit yourself to the resume. Networking is a big, important piece.
Amen.
Not just for job seekers looking for a job, but also for students. Especially if you're getting out of school and you don't have a network, it's very frustrating to try to look for a job and just applying online. Conduct informational interviews. That's something that I've done during my certificate, my career development certificate. And a lot of people will actually take the time to meet with you. Whether you're going for coffee, you're meeting them at their work, or you're just doing it over the phone, a lot of people want to give back in that way. So you just have to ask. And I always tell my clients, if you're reaching out to 100 people and only 10 people reply back, that's still 10 more chances to build relationship that you didn't have before. So informational interview is very important to me. That's a big strategy. And I would suggest, going to job fairs and connecting with career center at your university or your college. A lot of them are there to help. They're there to help you with your resume, to help you with an internship, and they provide information for free as well. And then, as I said, it's up to you to take it or not. I remember when I was in university, I did not even know where the career center was.
That's
a lot
not
of times.
good, Marie. That's not good. That's why you didn't know what you were doing when you
I
graduated.
know, definitely. And a lot of people that I graduated with that reach out to me now said the same thing. They didn't know that our school had a career center, and they didn't know that all those resources were provided. So, a lot of times you're involved in the social aspects of, university or college, and then you're studying, but you're not really taking into account what's next after those 3 years.
Giving those opportunities of growth, obviously, that you've gone through and graduated and knew that the resources were there after the fact, do you think maybe there's a better way for them to be presented to the student body that they would actually be better utilized, maybe a better title? Or, just from your experience, what would you think would get people to actually get in there and really get the support and services and resources that they need?
Being more present on the campus, I think, because I didn't see it around, so I didn't know about it. So number one is being at student events to talk to students, being there at orientation, pairing up with the student unit to promote it to the students. I think that's a really good way to do it, but to also describe to the students what it is. Because when you are in university or in college, you're not thinking that far ahead. That's just the truth. I didn't, at least for me. Mm-hmm. So, actually explaining to them that after those 4 years, it's not going to be easy. You're not just going to get, a $70K job as soon as you graduate, and talking to them and touching on pain points that the career counselors and career educators at their school have seen over the years, because they have talked to the students, so they know what the students go through. So just talking to them about it, I think, is a great way for the students to understand that this is the help that they need, and it's better for them to get it sooner than later.
Well, I can't disagree with that statement. That's 100% on the money. What I will say, though, is going through so many resumes and working with so many students, what are just some constant mistakes that you just keep seeing showing up on resume after resume from students? Aside from, obviously, don't put your full address there, but what do you normally keep seeing that you keep having to reapply knowledge-wise to the next student that you work with?
So the funny thing is today I've looked at, I think, about 5, I would say maybe 60 resumes for an internship.
Wow.
And a lot of the time, what I see is people apply some of the old school style of doing a resume. They still use reference available upon request. And every time I see this, I'm like, why? Why would you put this?
In case you forgot.
I know. And everybody knows you have a reference. Well, hopefully you do have a reference. Mm-hmm. This is just wasted space. And I see objective statements. Why are you putting an objective statement? How about putting the title of the position that you're applying to? That's when I'm going to know what you're applying to. You don't need to tell me that you're a hardworking team player. Keywords, buzzwords, too many of these, the employer is not going to take it seriously. Everybody can say they're a team player. You can say you're a team player. I can say I'm a team player. It doesn't mean that we are. You need to provide accomplishments. You need to provide examples, evidence of what you have done. Well, same thing.
Maybe I'm not as hardworking as I say that I am, and I put it on there hoping that they call my bluff. The same thing with resumes available on request. Maybe I don't have any the references available on request. Maybe I don't have any. I'm just waiting for them to call my bluff. They go, okay, he's got them on there. Don't worry about it.
But that's the thing. Then when you show up at an interview and then they're going to ask you about what you have done in the past, and they're going to ask you behavioral questions, then you're probably not going to have anything to give. A lot of the time, if you lie or try to bluff on your resume, then when it's time to be face-to-face in the interview, it's going to come out. And if it doesn't come out at the interview, it's going to come out sometime during the job.
I just want to be the best candidate that they could want to have. I want to be perfect on paper. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, well, okay. I guess I have to be honest with my resume then. All right.
Yes, you definitely have to.
Have your own recruiter or candidate story that you'd like to share with us? If you're listening on YouTube, comment below. Otherwise, feel free to email your experience to ask@recruitamentary.com. You can find our full conversation of this episode on YouTube at youtube.com/recruitamentary. Thanks for checking out this episode, and feel free to like, subscribe, and share the content. A Mike Tech Studios production.